Ever wondered what comes after the last page? Tonight, a missing scene. Mr. Darcy writes a private reply to his wife from Pemberley while she stays with Jane at Netherfield. Pemberley, late hour.
My dearest Elizabeth, your letter has been the best of all arrivals at Pemberley this week. Even the steward admits it put the house in better order than his accounts ever do. The road from Pemberley to Netherfield is longer than I would wish. I was anxious until your lines arrived. If the road was kind to you, I am content. If it was long, let my thoughts shorten it in recollection when you read me back. I rejoice that all is well with Jane. Her confinement is one of those seasons in which masculine resolve counts for little. A man waits on the far side of the door and keeps the house quiet. The baby, as you write, is a little king. Let it be plain for those who hear this first from us. He is Jane and Mr. Bingley's son. Tell Bingley I have at last seen a man who smiles not only with his eyes, but with his very walk. Give him my thanks. His happiness is a true addition to our own. Your mother, it seems, enjoys a measure of delight that no nervous system but hers could withstand, and well she might, the first grandchild. Let her know I value her care, even when it arrives louder than necessary. I think there will be joys enough ahead for her. A short truth between the lines. I am glad you are with Jane now. There are days when a woman's hand is more needful than any masculine resolve. The house keeps its rhythm. The steward brought the bills for clearing the north rooms, signed. The gardener asks to replace 2 old apple trees. I granted one. I have had the east window in your room repaired. It will no longer rattle in the wind. On the writing desk I found, surely you dropped it, a small bone comb, fine-toothed. It lies now in my portfolio. With your leave I shall keep it until you return. Sometimes things speak more softly than letters, and more clearly. I paid a dutiful call on my aunt. Lady Catherine is in excellent health and in the same conviction that the world loves instruction as much as she loves to give it. I would rather not repeat her observations, yet between husband and wife words are safe. They travel no further than the room. She expressed several concerns regarding young households, especially those in which wives are inclined to independence of judgment. I thanked her for her interest, and said that in our house independence does not quarrel with respect, but lives with it in amity. My answers may have appeared a little dry. I am still learning gentleness where principles are not at stake. Be easy. Her speeches are louder in form than in force. Without you and Georgiana, the house sounds different. The pianoforte is quiet in the evenings, and I find myself waiting for her first careful scales. You taught us to love the smaller sounds, the scratch of a pen, the whisper of paper, the level tick of the clock, and now they are clearer. In your room the carpenter has set a light cradle. He assures me the wood will breathe softly, keeping time with footsteps on the carpet. I will not write the word that is yours alone to speak. Let it arrive not in ink, but in your voice. I will only say this. Everything is prepared, quietly and without fuss. When it is needed, the right hands know what to do and in what order. Regarding the past, one line will suffice. I attempt more often to thank Providence than to dispute with it. We both know in what places I was wrong and why. I sometimes reread my letter from Rosings and wonder at the tone I then thought sufficient. If a man of my station must master any lesson, it is the lesson of simplicity. I work at it. Practical matters. I have sent to Bingley a small gift for the child, a silver rattle, the date engraved, and 2 letters that ought to join almost as well as our families do. I asked the seamstress to put in order 2 of your house shawls. One will serve if the evenings grow unseasonably cool. 2 young laurels thrive in the orangery. I shall move them nearer the drawing-room window. You said you liked their scent after rain. In your dressing room I have left the lowest drawer empty. Let it wait for you. Sometimes an empty place keeps a better promise than words. The house knows how to prepare quietly. The maids have padded the corridor runners upstairs, that footsteps may not trouble the silence. As for the man whose name I would rather not set down, The payments go forward as scheduled, and I have arranged matters so that intermediate hands do not delay the money. I do not meet him, nor do I wish to, but I intend that the peace of the young household should depend not on his goodwill, but on our prudence. Bustle is a poor adviser, order is the better. Let this letter be plain and exact, not for ornament, but for assurance. If I do not always speak easily, I try to act simply. Therefore, one more instruction. The coach builder will replace the spring on your favourite carriage, that the road home may be softer. And, permit a private weakness, I have ordered a new paper knife. The old one seems to have taken upon itself too much of last year's haste. I am glad for Bingley more than I can say. He is one of those whose happiness is easier to share than to comprehend. It is too bright to look at directly. Tell Jane I am grateful for the simplicity with which she teaches us to be content with small things. A warm room, the even breath of a sleeping child, a cup of tea that has not cooled. If your mother finds a minute of quiet, pray give her the thanks of Pemberley's master for loving her daughters so loudly that the whole county hears it. At times that sound drowns others, but it is sincere, and sincerity is a rarity that must not be lost. You write that you sometimes look out at the garden. I do the same. Our stream has grown a little fuller with the rains, the footbridge has held, and I have had the carpenter strengthen the rail. In the library I moved the husbandry books nearer the window. When you return we shall smile together at how little a page says without your comment beside it. One more short truth. I count the days until your return, but I shall not count aloud. Numbers deceive the heart. They are always too many or too few. More important is that each day brings me some task I can do for you. If my letters are not rich in ornament, let them be rich in plain assurances. Stay with Jane as long as she needs you. The house will bear my missing you. Pemberley will not take offence if for a few days it must listen to my footsteps alone. When you are home I shall claim your first morning, not for talk, but for quiet at your side. Your Fitzwilliam, Pemberley, late hour, postscriptum. With this letter go, a small ribbon for our nephew's cap, a warm shawl, if the evenings grow cooler than the season allows. As for the comb, if you permit, I shall keep it a little while longer. It shortens the distance.
If this quiet reply from Pemberley felt true to you, stay with us. Subscribe for more letters, first-person stories, and long romantic narrations.